share our experiences and our ideas for the general betterment of everybody. But then, as you can see, only a handful turned up, and that shows the kind of necessity and the kind of need we have in this day and age to think, speak, and act. So before actually going to that, before actually telling you, let me otherwise just directly tell how I interpret that. So I interpret in a reverse way. I actually can think. What I can recollect when I read that is, there is this very famous case in Islam. Whenever you see any evil or bad thing happening, there are 3 layers of responsibility, 3 different responsibilities that are obligatory on you. If you are powerful enough physically to go and stop that particular evil, it's an obligation on you to go and do that. You're supposed to do that. It's a compulsion. And if you're not physically able to do that, or if you expect some harm to incur on you, you're supposed to speak against that particular evil. If you're still not able to speak, and if you think that you're so powerless that your voice will not be heard, then you're supposed to curse it, and you're supposed to think that it is an evil. These are the 3 different things that we are supposed to do as a responsible Muslim. But violators, that is one interpretation. But here what our interpretation is a little different. We necessarily always not talk about evils. So in order to do good, we obviously have to judge evil, but then we also have to sort of raise our capabilities as well. So, like Saeed Bhai said, the rules of this Valorators Club has been taken from Toastmasters. Now, when you hear the word Toastmasters, how many of you are aware of what Toastmasters is? You are. No. 1, 2, 3, 4. Say 40% of the people present here. 40% of the Muslim community in general is aware of what Toastmasters is. So imagine how many people are there actually taking part in Toastmasters as Toastmasters. Very few, very handful. I've been one of the members of Toastmaster clubs in Hyderabad. It feels like, it gives you a very disgusting feeling to see that you are the only Muslim amongst a crowd of 20-25 non-Muslims. And everybody is speaking in such a wonderful tone, and they are so intellectual, and they seem to know everything about everything. But unfortunately, you just do not see any Muslim around. Forget Toastmasters. Take any club for that example. They've got Yorks in Secunderabad. Young Warriors Club of Secunderabad. It's a very popular club. Akbaruddin Amisi happens to be a former member of that club. How did he happen to be such a great speaker? In some way or other, directly or indirectly, that club has had Mr. West. But if we go there now, how many Muslims will we find there? A handful. 3 or 4. That constitutes to how much? 2-3%. Now, when I first encountered this kind of a situation, I questioned myself. Are Muslims really not capable of being a member of that so-called club? Are we not capable? Do we not have qualities? Are you not confident? Can you not come and speak? Do you lack those kind of abilities that those people have? We as a community, we as the youth, if you see, most of us belong to multinational companies, and we're working as managers, we're working as team leads, we're working as programmers, etc., etc., etc. Do we not have that capability in us to go and talk? Where is it that we're lacking? Where is it? You guys need not answer me, question yourself. If you go out, you always complain that God is not helping us, people are oppressing Muslims, the situation in Gaza, the situation in Kashmir. You speak of it, you have loads and loads of references to make. But then, where is it that we are lacking? Is it God responsible? Is Allah responsible for our condition, or are we responsible? If we are responsible, then what are we doing to get ourselves out of that particular situation? We're doing nothing but complain. We complain day in and day out. I might be a practicing Muslim, but then what am I doing when it comes to my hukuk? If I'm not good with my fellow beings, if I'm not good with my friends, if I'm not good with my neighbors, then that doesn't make me an ideal Muslim. So in order to be an ideal Muslim, you have to be able to read. Because I need not go into the Islamic references as to what was that was revealed. The Quran talks, and there are many references in Ahadith that that command you to seek education from your cradle till grave. So when you talk about seeking education, are you talking about getting a PhD, a master's, and then sitting in some posh air-conditioned office and working? Is that what you're educating? Is that why you are seeking education? What is the whole purpose? I am an engineer. How did my engineering degree help me? It might give me a 30,000, 40,000 a month, but then apart from that, how did it help me in becoming a good individual? Did it help? Did it not help? Is it helping you or is it not helping? If it is not helping, then where is it that we are going wrong? No, if you see, how many of us do not have a Facebook account? Everybody does. On an average, you spend like 3 hours a day on Facebook. Anybody more than that? More than 3 hours. More than 3 hours. Okay. Now, question yourselves. When you log on to Facebook or any other social media account, what is it that you are gaining out of it? How is it actually benefiting your personal life? Is it really making a difference in your personal life as a Muslim, as a citizen of India, as an individual? Is it making? If it is not, then it's not worth it. You might be going on to different encyclopedic and knowledgeable pages and sharing stuff about it, or probably bitching about somebody on somebody else's wall, commenting, poking, sharing, etc., etc., etc. But how many of you go to news portals and give your opinion? There is a news article which talks shit about Islam. How many of you are actually logging on to that particular website and typing your opinion? How many of you are doing it? Forget about international media. You've got Times of India, it's very active online. You've got Hindu, it's very active online. You've got Deccan Chronicle, it's very active online. It's very active on Facebook, it's very active on Twitter. How many of us are actually going onto their pages whenever a news report comes that relates to us as Muslims or us as citizens of India? How many of you are sharing that kind of information? And how many of us are giving our opinions on those pages? I don't find anybody, rarely, you see a Muslim name coming up, when you scroll down the comments, you do not see anything. Recently, I came across a wall post which was in support of Israel. A good friend of mine, but he was talking in support of Israel. He's got a whole lot of friends in his friend list, who are Muslims. Now, I'm not bringing religion into this particular context, but then how many of those friends who were Muslims, who belong to Hyderabad, would go onto his wall and have a debate and convince him about the facts and about the myths? Nobody could. The reasons could be many. Either they do not know what is happening there, or they do not have that information with them, or they are not able to express and convey it in a convincing manner. So, I'm giving you vague examples maybe, but then all of these issues are pointing out towards one common problem that our community is facing at large. We think we have loads of thoughts, we are creative, we are passionate, we do not lack anywhere. But then, do we give form to our thoughts? Is it just remaining as a thought forever in our life? I want to do this. I wish you are always, fumbling between I wish I could or I wish I had. These thoughts are recurring thoughts in the entire, at least in the people of my age. We always think about, okay, let's do this. We should do this for our community. We are facing this. We should do this. Who's taking the responsibility? Who's doing the act? We're thinking. But then are we speaking for ourselves? No, we are not. If at all we are speaking, it's restricted to drawing room discussions. A group of friends gather for a smoke or for a chai, or after walima dinner or after a party, we gather, we discuss about issues that is harming us, we discuss about dowry, we discuss about how education is ruining us, we discuss about how Muslims are being slaughtered in Gaza, we discuss about a number of different issues. And at the end of that discussion, we go to our homes and we carry on with our lives. Now, are we doing anything to change those things? Now, as Muslims and as responsible citizens, are we actually supposed to do anything, or should we just live our machine lives? Question yourself. And towards the end, the biggest question, if you can answer to that. Why do you think Allah has created? Is it just to pray 5 times in namaz and fast on the day of Ashura and during Ramzan, and if you're healthy, go for a Hajj? Is it for that purpose that Allah has created me and created you and created everybody else? Is that what Allah needs out of us? I don't think so. Because if Allah truly needed our prayers, He already has got millions and zillions of angels to pray and bow for Him. He doesn't need our prayers. He doesn't need us. He doesn't need our fasting. He doesn't need our Qurban. He does not need anything from us. Then what is the reason that Allah has created us in this way? The question is, if I am standing here and talking, why is it that Allah has allowed me to come here and share my thoughts? What would be the possible reason? If a group of friends, we formed a group with a common thought of helping the youngsters, what is the reason? Why has Allah chosen us to do it? Individually, every one of you question yourself. Is Allah, has Allah made you just to be a team lead in some company and earn say 50,000-60,000 a month, run a family, be happy in life, pay 5 times a day, have a car, take your family around, have a wonderful life? Is that the only purpose of life? That of course is your duty as a responsible guardian of a family, or as a responsible son, or in different roles. That anyways is compulsory on you. But apart from that, what else is compulsory? Question yourself. And I'll not bore you much. I'll just end with a final thing. There is this hadith, I cannot give reference, but remember. It says on the day of judgment, when an individual goes for his account settlement with Allah, he'll be carrying 2 records, 2 registers. The first register would be of Allah. The second register would be of Ibad. The register of Allah will talk about his religious duties. Did he pray 5 times a day? Did he fast? How religious was he? What was the level of his faith, taqwa, iman, etc., etc., etc. That register will go down that. The second register will have everything in detail about his hukukul ibad. When I talk about hukukul ibad is the rights of the people on me, rights of my friends on me, rights of my family on me, rights of you all on me. What rights do I have? Am I responsible to you? Am I answerable to you? Then how am I going through that particular test? So this hukukul ibad will have all these characters of mine registered, and Allah will order the hukukul ibad register to be opened first. Now after the analysis of that particular register, if an individual clears that hukukul ibad register, it is Allah's wish to check the other register or not. So that tells me one thing. For example, for an argument's sake, a hypothetical situation. I am the worst of Muslims. I do not pray. I do not care about my religious duties, but I am very, 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 very particular about hukukul ibad. That tells me that another day of judgment, I still have a probability of entering Jannah with Allah's permission. Okay? So, let's not bore you about all this religious topic that you guys keep hearing about. Let's come back to the particular situation that all of us are dealing with. We see that only 4 or 5 turn up for an event like this, and when you see on Facebook, you see youngsters staying up late in the night and typing lengthy comments. We've seen this before during our Dawah campaign. People talk loads and loads when it comes to online life. Every one of us, hate it or love it, we've got an online avatar of ourselves. We've got a virtual sort of a being there. When you log into Facebook or when you log into the internet, you are a different type of person. And when you log out and when you come in the offline world, you are a different type of person. You are not able to share the same opinions that you shared on the Facebook wall. You are not able to carry yourself or defend yourself or justify yourself the way you did on Facebook. Why is it? Do we lack in our communication skills? If yes, then we've got a whole lot of courses, we've got a different methodology to develop your English vocabulary. Are you not able to speak for yourself? Why not? What is is stopping you. Question is, I mean, like, I cannot help you, nobody can help you. You yourself can help you, and when you help yourself, Allah will help you. No, my job is, and our team's job is only to sort of facilitate the resources. We may not be here forever, but this group has to go on. It's not that we created and we are in charge, and it's our headache to manage this group. That's not how we've designed this group. No, it's an ongoing process. It has to metamorphosize itself and evolve itself. So that if youngsters come forward, take the responsibility, and we can actually go and sit in the audience. The last thing, act. Now, I'm standing here, I'm giving a 10-minute lecture, you guys are listening, you guys are clapping, and I kind of raise my shoulders, I've given a wonderful speech and people are by it and all. I go home, and it's a routine life again. I come back after the week, I give another wonderful lecture, I go back in my routine life. Now, did my thinking and speaking make any effect in that? Is it really, has it been helpful to me or the audience? No. Unless we act, unless we translate our thoughts and our words into action, none of our worries as Muslims or as Ummah, none of our worries and issues will be resolved. I'll just remind yourself of all the questions I've told you, and just ask yourself, I'll repeat that question again, just ask everybody, each one of you, why do you think Allah has created you and Allah has made you a citizen of Hyderabad? Why do you think Allah has given you the powers that you have? Why do you think the abilities that you possess were given to Allah, to you and not to anybody else? Think yourself, and then once you're clear with the answers, then question yourself, how can you use this for the betterment of yourself first, your family next, and the community after that? So question yourself all these questions, and inshallah, in the oncoming sessions, we expect you guys to be active speakers and bring along your friends. We are doing our best to sort of gather as many people as we can. Inshallah, I hope that in the next session that I get to attend, I see a bigger crowd and hopefully a better venue. Thank you.